Setting: Dead Woman in War Support Group. The support group is in a place called Memory. Context: Sarah is the new person in the group. She begins the conversation by talking about her who, what, and why for the war. While she is talking, she states she was fighting due to debt. Soon after, Harriet cuts her off, and that's when they argue.
Welcome all. I'm so happy to see all the strong and independent women before me. With this, I see a newcomer. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello, my name is Ciarah Wakeman. I dressed up as a man and took on the alias Lion Wakeman in order to join the war.
Hi Sarah, it's lovely to meet you. If you don't mind my asking, could you elaborate more on why you joined the war?
Money. I mainly joined the war for money. My father had gained some debt from his farm, and I felt like staying at home wouldn't help anyone. When I first left home, I was in search of a job. I had no intentions in joining the military right off the bat. That was until I saw some soldiers recruiting men. They wanted I should enlist, and so I did. I got $152 in money. I had been earning $20 from my current job, and after my first paycheck, I realized that I gained some freedom from it. I had to rely on no one but myself. I could buy and do whatever I wanted, and it felt good. So when I saw the benefits from the military, I was immediately persuaded.
Debt. You risk your life for money. Are you kidding me? What about the bigger picture of the war?
What? The bigger picture? I come from a small village up north. Before joining the military, I really had no idea what was going on. All I knew was that the South was seceding from the Union and that the government was trying to prevent that from happening. As a matter of fact, I don't even know who you are.
Well, my name is Harriet Tubman. I was among the best-known conductors of the Underground Railroad, a network of enslaved people, free blacks, white sympathizers who assisted thousands of runaway slaves escape north. During the Civil War, I offered my service to the Union Army as many things. First as a cook, then a nurse, and later as an armed scout and spy. Is your small village under a rock? Are you all ignorant about the mistreatment of my Black people?
Well, my village is kind of under a rock. There were less than 2,000 people, and the majority of them were white. I was not that concerned with the other reasons for the war because I was not exposed to it as often, and it didn't affect me. I made no judgment on the matter.
You making no judgment is you being ignorant. My people and I have been treated worse than animals. We have been whipped until our body was merely a constellation of scars. Our sisters have been used for their bodies in ways that I can't speak of, and our children have been starved, separated from their mothers, and traumatized.
Whoa, so I didn't know.
You should be sorry. How could you have been so blind to overlook the mistreatment of my people? Do you have a birthday? Do you know the actual date of your birth?
Okay, ladies, let's take a breath and calm down. I can understand where your frustrations are coming from, but don't you think that you can communicate better if you express your needs?
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
And you're right. To answer your question, Harriet, I was born on January 16, 1843. But why did you ask all of a sudden?
I'm asking because I don't know the date of my actual birth. The most I know is that I was born sometime in March 1822. There is no exact date due to no record of my birth ever being kept. This isn't just me, though. A lot of my people had no idea how old they are. Don't you see something is wrong with that? Don't you think that everyone deserves to know their birth date? Do you know all the trauma this war caused me? I witnessed the murder of the 54th Massachusetts Troop during their brave but failed attack on the Confederate-held Fort Wagner, leaving me forever affected and traumatized. I couldn't even talk about the event. I described the event as of like lightning and thunder, rain falling, and when we came back to collect the crops, they were all dead.
Yes, of course I do. I don't think it was right for your people to go through that. No human being deserves it. I understand where you're coming from and your feelings of upset. Looking back now, I think I did know about the mistreatment of Black people, but maybe I just refused to accept that people were so cruel and inhumane. I remember seeing the picture of Slave Gordon and on the paper and couldn't help but feel repulsed by such brutality. I tried to protect myself by feigning ignorance and by sheltering myself in my community. I'm truly sorry on behalf of my people and for my ignorance. However, I need you to understand that it wasn't until I joined the military that I caught glimpses of Black people. I'd seen the Army draft Black men as well as white men, and I had no ill thoughts towards it. Before enlisting, I was only 19 years old. My only worries were helping my family financially and becoming independent myself. I got tired of staying in my neighborhood, and I felt like I could content myself somewhere else. I wanted to dress how I wanted, do whatever I felt like doing, regardless of what people thought of me. I guess my priorities were a little naive and selfish. I know it doesn't make it right, but I'm willing to do better now. What can I do to be better? Matter of fact, how can I help you make the world a better place? Even though we're in the afterlife, I can still grow as a person, but I'm going to need your help in doing so.
Thank you, Ciarah, for acknowledging your ignorance and wanting to be enlightened. And you're right, I did judge you. I never would have thought I would have been able to put myself in your shoes, and vice versa. It just shows the growth of women and how we're able to uplift one another. Before the war, I had a whole different life as well. I fought for the same thing, but in a different way. I successfully escaped slavery in 1849 without the loyalty of my husband and was able to courageously return to Maryland at least 13 times over the course of a decade to rescue my parents, brothers, family members, friends, and other slaves, guiding them safely to freedom. Eventually, earning the name Moses for liberating so many enslaved people at a great risk of my own life. I would love your help. 2 strong women is way better than 1. And together we could guide people via consciousness, get our names written in textbooks, and anything else we can do in our ghostly bodies.
Wow, you're very brave. I admire you for your achievements, and that sounds great too. I'll try my best to help you and to keep learning.
Wow, thank you so much, Harriet Tubman and Ciarah Wakeman. If you need more help, you know who to call.
The end, I guess.
Okay.